Time now for Media Watch. James Credence with us here in the studio, and we're looking at the reaction online to the events in Libya, and of course the attack on the US consulate in Benghazi with the tragic outcome.
That's right, Mark, and that video of a trailer for the incendiary film that started all of this unrest, you can get it on YouTube. Unless you're in Afghanistan, actually, because it was unavailable in Afghanistan all day because of the controversy. They shut down the website for much of the day, but that in itself is another story. Some quick look at some of the reactions on social media. You've got Muslims should not dignify Muhammad film with an answer, but the mob in Libya that killed an innocent man just did it a huge favour, I suppose, in terms of actual publicity for what is, most people say, a terrible film in terms of the quality, bad acting.
You looked at it.
Bad technicality. I've looked at some of it.
I've looked at the trailer,
Yeah.
and it looked like facile nonsense. It really did. I mean, deeply offensive, I can see that, but facile nonsense, badly acted, badly shot, badly made, badly scripted. And its message was despicable. It really was horrible stuff. You know,
that is the general consensus, Mark. And here another person saying, well done to Sam Basile and for his generous contribution and his profound for his profound stupidity.
Sam Basile, is that his real name?
It is his real name, believe it or not. And here you have what you might have been just about to say.
I'll leave it to Brian Frazier on Twitter. What did he say?
Imbecile, that's it. And there were a lot of people actually making that link online. Now, one of the, I think, most astute pieces of analysis today that I read was on Rue 89, a left-leaning website here. Pierre Aski, he said, look, just to give the content of this film, first of all, Muhammad is represented as a homosexual man, the homosexual son of unknown parents, who is in favour of child slavery and sex outside of marriage in the name of religion. So somewhat provocative.
I think it was worse than that, actually, because I think they missed a trick there. Because the version I saw, which was in English, had him down as he was, it was with various women. He was hinting he was with various men, and he was actually advocating child sex abuse, which is even more offensive. So how this thing gets made is beyond me. How it goes online is beyond me. And the person who made it and the people who took part in it, they should be questioned.
What's more, this was translated, this was subtitled into Arabic and put on YouTube for free access for all. So a clear act of provocation. As Pierre Aski says, it's like waving a red flag in front of even moderately religious
Do they
Muslims.
talk about who funded it? Who put the money up to make this
Very
film?
obscure. About
$5 million, wasn't it?
Some 100 donors. Apparently, this guy, he's Israeli American, resident American. So in California, rather. So unclear as to who those 100 donors are.
I read it was Jewish donors, but we're not saying that we're not saying this film represents Jewish views. It doesn't. It doesn't. It represents certain people's views who are besmirching their own religion, which is wrong.
I think what he's done is he's antagonized basically everybody. I'm sure pretty much everyone in his own community will be outraged at what he's done. He's shocked and outraged a lot of the Arab world, and indeed a lot of just the world in general, really, hasn't he?
I agree with you completely.
So there you go. And he responded, he told the Wall Street Journal that Islam is a cancer and that this is a political film. Look, suffice it to say, this can't be compared to the Danish cartoons that caused uproar in 2005, where they caricatured the Prophet Muhammad. It can't be compared either.
That was satire, wasn't it?
That's satire. It can't be compared either.
There was some intelligence behind that.
And it was to make a point about freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Here it's just pure, unmitigated provocation for the sake of provocation. So there you go. What else is worth showing? I suppose the politicization of it in the US, the political exploitation of it, rather. Mitt Romney came out with a pretty inaccurate statement, really, saying that the Obama administration, their first response was not to condemn the attacks on our diplomatic missions, but to sympathize with those who waged the attacks. Now, that was actually a reference to a tweet by the embassy in Cairo. They were actually dealing with a lot of unrest around the embassy. The American flag was taken down at one point and the wall of the embassy was scaled. And in the midst of all that, they put up this tweet, if I could find it, which was later taken down. We condemn the continuing efforts by misguided individuals to hurt the religious feelings of Muslims. Now, what they were trying to do is calm the situation. They weren't, I suppose, being apologetic for what is a very bad movie over defending the embassy and saying that you shouldn't be attacking us regardless, right? And Romney jumped on that and said it was the official Obama administration response. Interestingly, John McCain, who came out of my mouth when I meant to say Romney, he thought that Hillary Clinton made an excellent and moving statement, just the right message and tone. So he doesn't seem to be on the same page as Mitt Romney, even though he's a former Republican candidate.
The great thing about McCain is that he speaks his own mind.
Right,
He's
true.
not a party man. He speaks his own mind, and that's one of the reasons why he probably didn't unite the Republicans against Obama, I suppose.
Now, an interesting thing that I found just now online is on NPR, National Public Radio in the US.
Very quickly, James, please.
All right, a profile of the man himself, the one of 4 diplomats shot. That's the ambassador, a man who apparently, thrived on tough assignments. Was sent in there.
Libya, apparently.
Loved Libya. Was sent in there in the spring of 2011, in the middle of the uprising, on a Greek cargo ship with the mission to create links with rebel leaders. So he was a man, I suppose, who was used to being on the ground and used to risks, and unfortunately,
and indeed, I think, as Barack Obama put it, tragically died in Benghazi, the city he helped to free.
Right.
James Creedon with Media Watch. Thanks,
Mark.
very much indeed. Short break after that. We're back with more news, some sport, and some culture. Stay with us.